Get your lawn on!
Get a lawn on!
One thing I did learn about irrigation is that there's a lot to it, and getting this into a fairly short video was a struggle. I mean, you want to learn about it, and that's great, and you want to do it, but you don't want a movie that's bigger than Ben-Hur.
The day Rome falls, there will be a shout of freedom such as the world has never heard before.
So, Heidi, wait. So for you clever people, I've got a cool video, nice and short, cool music with a very quick rundown of what we did. So if you want to get the big details and all the tips, just keep watching after the short video. Very envious of you handy people. Yay!
I'm dead raw.
So going off your design, you dig your trenches to 200mm. You get your equipment together, go off your plan, prepare your sprinklers and lay them out. You put your sprinklers in place, connect them up to your polypipe, clip them up and lay your poly out. Secure your sprinkler in place before you go to the next sprinkler. Fill in your trenches. Connect your sprinklers to the valves and the valves to the water. Connect your controller to the valves. Press the button and go. So the truth of the matter is that it's actually a bit more difficult than a nice easy 45-second video and nice music. So let's get into the tips. Well, after day one we couldn't quite get the trenches done because the ripcord of the trencher broke, but that was alright. We got that fixed nice and early this morning. Boys, yeah. Stuff happens, doesn't it? So after I got the trenching machine working, I dug 200mm trenches to the design that was supplied by WaterPro. All our trenches are ready to go, fingers crossed. Then we put the irrigation system in. I highly recommend a trencher. It just made the job way much easier. Fun and games, that's what it's all about, and it was a real shame that I had to dig up some of this. It's got to be done. Irrigation, it's going to save me water, it's going to make my watering times more effective. It just saves our time, my wife's time. Morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
How's
your trip up?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
Roads are pretty clear.
What do we got here?
All my gear. Yeah, hopefully we've got everything.
I got the trenches done like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in the next hour and then we'll go have lunch. So we're going to lay out sprinklers, fittings, pipe, make sure it's all good. Yeah, so the 1803 pop-up sprinkler, I used 3-inch pop-ups for most lawns. I probably could have used 2-inch sprinklers on this lawn because it's so well maintained and that we're not going to have too many concerns about thatching, but we recommend a 3-inch because you just got a bit more height on it. So for guys that are putting in kikuyu and they're not maintaining it, or buffalo and it's getting a bit thatchy, you've got that kind of the time. Well, you've got a bit of leeway there. These are the Arvan sprinkler nozzles, which are made by Rainbird. This orange thing on the top is the flushing cap. So that'll stay on there. And then what we'll do at the end is we'll go around and fit all these nozzles, so we can run some water through these flushing caps. And that'll blow any dirt or debris that's got in the lines. We shouldn't have any because we're going to be taking care along the way not to get dirt in the lines, because that can obviously damage the sprinkler nozzle. These are the poly fittings that we are going to screw into the bottom of the sprinklers. Something really important to note is that you don't need to use thread tape when doing this, and it even says on the bottom of the sprinklers not to. So you basically tighten them up to a point where they're not going to get any tighter, or you're not going to tighten them so much that you're going to break them. So
look at your plan and lay out your sprinklers.
And these are exactly where they're going. I'm throwing them on the ground and wherever they land. So the two main tools that I will use while I'm installing the basic part of the irrigation, so the polypipe, are these cutters, which we use to cut the polypipe, and then multi-grips that we're going to use to do the clips up. On a job like this where we're moving around a lot, I'll have a kit like a tray like this, So you've got your multi grips and your cutters, and then I'll have my clips in there, and then I'll load this up with the sprinklers and the fittings, and then I can move around with this, and I know that I've got everything at hand. So one of the things with pop-up sprinklers, people forget that they actually pop up, and that's how they work. So a sprinkler is designed to be at grade or below, and then to pop up clear past the turf. If you put these up too high, especially with the mowers that you guys are using, you're going to take the top of the sprinkler head off every time, which is great for my business, but it's not great for your wallet. So make sure these are, I would go below grade for you guys.
Yep.
Because your lawns are so well manicured,
yep,
that it's going to clear it every time. So that's what we're going to aim for, making sure that this sprinkler is in the corner as tight as possible. Yep. It's as low as it needs to go. Yep. And it's straight. Yep. Because obviously any deviation in the angle of the shaft is going to adjust how high that angle throws of those the sprinkler heads. Yep. And then all the work that we've done in designing the system is going to be lost in the install. These can be a real pain when you're unrolling them. One of the tricks that we always talk to our clients about is making sure that you pretty much unroll the poly the same way that it went on. Imagine it's come onto a spool. Yep. And so it's tight like the coil. We'll hold that end and walk this roll backwards like that. Okay. And unroll it the same way that it went on. Okay. And find that gives you a straighter line of poly, so you're not dealing with those pigtails of poly. So these cutters will give you a nice clean cut at the end, and just head down towards that sprinkler. Watch out for the camera crew. The clamp goes on there. Yep. We push the pipe onto the fitting, and then push the clamp back over that and have it resting behind the barb. That clip could impede something later, so I'm always conscious what side I'm doing it up. Yep. Obviously, if it's there, it might be a bit harder to grab with the multi-grips. If it's there, it's obviously on my left hand. Yep. So I'm going to have it around here. Yep. Very minor issues, and then getting multi-grip and just tightening that up. So set your this is obviously the first one, so we're going to set the multi-grips up to suit that. And that pretty much closes right across. I'll then crush it that way to ensure that the teeth are all aligned and that's not coming off. I mean, that won't even swivel inside the pipe now. Okay. And then we're going to position that in the corner, backfill loam around that to keep that in the right spot, and then I'll unroll the poly out. So I might even unroll the poly out. Got your step. So as you can see, that poly's unrolled really nicely. If we just spooled that off the roll, you'd have a curl of poly. That's already gone into the trench. So yeah, look, wow. Now we can just backfill the loam around the sprinkler, make sure that it's at the right.
Put soil around your sprinkler to hold it in place.
We're going to keep putting soil around that. Yep. Just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. It's good loam. See, probably hard to see on the camera, but yeah. Your sprinkler is below that finish level. Yep. You could probably come up a little bit. I'm going to leave it low. Leave it low again, because I sort of curve back down. Yep, yeah, I curve back down anyway. And then we can backfill that whole trench. I'll cut the next sprinkler up in that corner now. Yep, excellent. So again, we're going to get as close into that corner as we can, because we want the sprinkler to sit right here. So that's that. This sprinkler it's on what we call a side outlet elbow. Oh yeah. So that can get you right into the corner. They're fine if you're working like on a 90-degree corner, but if you've got a 45, we tend to run past with a T. Yep. And then T into having an elbow right in the corner like that one down there. Yep. So that's good. Yeah, that is good. Grade. Yep. Measure this bit here. And we're going to cut, obviously, not much off. Yeah. We don't mind what this pipe's doing at the moment, as in where it's going. Yep. It's all about this sprinkler.
Once your sprinklers are in place, you can fill in your trenches. So now you've got your sprinklers and your polypipe all in place, ready to go. Next step is to connect that up to the valves and manifold and connect that to the water, and obviously connecting the controllers to the valves, but we'll cover that in part 3 of the series. Get your lawn on.